Alan, when looking for a realtor to hire, what was the most important piece you were looking for?
My brother and I wanted to have an agent that knew the changing market and had the ability to use the most up-to-date technology.
So making sure that the marketing was completed properly so that way it showcased the home in the best light possible.
Yes, and making use of the new technologies that were available to do that also was a big thing.
When selling a loved one's home, especially as part of an estate, it can be overwhelming because there's such a personal piece that's attached to that. From your experience, what advice would you give others who are going through this same sort of transition?
I think setting the expectations for the beneficiaries of the estate, that was my biggest trial. That was the biggest I had to overcome, was making sure that everybody that was a beneficiary of the estate knew what the outcome could be and set that expectation ahead of time with the hope that things went smoothly.
And through that experience, did you feel that you were able to accomplish that?
It was difficult at times, but he had high expectations, and I think that we together exceeded those, which is really good.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, is there any advice that you would give somebody else who's going through this process, aside from making sure that the beneficiaries were all informed and up to date with the process?
Patience is a good thing, but being on top of the work that you need to get done. I was, distracted, of course. Being able to pace yourself, know what needs to get done, and get the most important things done, properly.
Yes. Prioritizing what items need to get done first before others. And that's why I think it's a great idea in advance to meet with each other, right? To go through the home thoroughly and identify, okay, what are some of the things that you want to get done? What are some of the things that I think your attention is going to be better spent on, right? And then what are some other things that we could add to that as well? Based on your experience working with me, would you recommend me to anybody moving forward who's looking to sell or buy a home?
Of course. Working with you was great. And if I was to hear of anybody looking for a realtor, I would definitely put your name forward, for sure.
Any reason why?
Your energy, your use of technology, your ability to see what needs to be done and convey that to the people that need to know what needs to be done. That was a good thing for us to have.
One of the things that stood out to me the most was, you were getting a few things done around the house, like with the outlet covers, and I was in the bathroom trying to get the paint off the countertop. And
Yes.
I think it was Stacy's dad, when he said, Alan, I don't know many agents that would come and do this for you, right?
Yes.
Or, have their husband or their kid come and mow the backyard, whatever it takes to make sure that things get done. So that way we're ready for the market when it comes, because presentation is such a big piece in the whole aspect of it. And you only have one chance to make a great first impression, right? So that piece stood out to me when he said that made me feel really good. Alan, during our entire time working together, were there any particular moments that made you feel confident, supported, or surprised in a positive way?
Yes, the energy and the patience you had working with my brother and I definitely stood out. The fact that felt more like working with family rather than somebody who was selling a house for me, that was a very, very big bonus for us, particularly when your actual family was involved, and the energy that you brought to the table working with us.
I love that you said that, so thank you. It's very important for me, for my clients to feel comfortable working with me and feel that connection, so I'm glad that shined through. I feel like it's more than just a transaction, right? There's a huge personal piece that's attached to that. I'm happy that you saw that. So thank you for saying that.